Let's head into the KUAM News Zoom room where we have from the Guam Chamber, Catherine Castro sitting by. Good morning.
Good morning, half a day.
Thanks for joining us. I guess just first of all, your reaction to the governor's reopening plans yesterday. I know that's kind of like a GHRA kind of deal, but I'm pretty sure reopening tourism is just going to lead to a ripple effect for a lot of your members, right?
Well, certainly to the entire island. We're happy, obviously, right, that we're very forward and we've got a date that we're looking forward to. We're anxious to get our folks open. We'd love to have heard that we were up to 75% capacity. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We truly believe that once we can get our businesses back open, and we would be ready with open arms when our first visitors come back to visit our island. But we're pleased that we've got a date, and we continue to look forward.
I guess just sticking our finger in the air, checking on the businesses that are open under the capacity restrictions. How would you say they're doing? Catherine, before you answer that, let me just tell you, I picked up some takeout Saturday. I want to say it was Friday or Saturday, I forget. But I was talking with the restaurant owners, a restaurant down in Tumon, and they're open for dine-in, and it was pretty. I mean, there were definitely like I don't think they could have had any more customers in with the social distancing or whatever. But I asked the manager, I was like, hey, so how are you guys doing? He's like, we're doing okay. It's a lot of takeout though, and I was like, well, that's good, right? And he goes, well, not really, because with takeout they're incurring all these extra costs like containers, and it also poses problems for the dine-in customers because you have a large number of people calling it for takeout, and then I guess that's kind of slowing down the kitchen. Which I don't know. I kind of the takeaway that's almost a good problem to have is that you're so slammed on your takeout and your dine-in that they're kind of running into each other. So is that kind of what you're hearing out there? Or?
Yeah, that I agree with you. I think that that's a good problem to have. But we also see too, and I don't know if you've had this experience in talking to some of the restaurants as well, is that they're also still having some difficulty of getting folks to apply for jobs and come into work, and so that has been an issue, right? So if you take a look at availability of jobs, there is quite a bit out there. If you're interested in food service, the coffee shops are looking for people, the restaurants are looking for people, salespeople. Companies are looking for salespersons. There's opportunities out there. We just need to be able to get some motivation in our folks to consider coming back to work.
Well, how much does it pay compared to the PUA?
Well, that's
That's the
an issue.
problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But there's obviously, I always think that, there's when you go to work, you are interacting, you're engaging, you're learning. There's always room for growth, instead of just, kind of staying home and staying stagnant. I don't know if that's true. Maybe folks are, going online and learning a new skill. Or going to school. Those are great things as well.
Or maybe they're just sitting back collecting a PUA check.
For that as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how it's going to be, Catherine, because right now there's no job search requirement. But I mean, if we're marching towards this path to half and this liberate Guahan, and I'm assuming that means some kind of P Core 4 declaration when these people on the PUA and the unemployment, disaster unemployment assistance have to go out and look for jobs. What do you think that's going to do to the number of people on those programs?
Well, I think there is some kind of caveat there that they have to show proof that they're looking for a job. Um, uh, but there's got to be some kind of that was part of my issue in reference to the federal stimulus. I feel very, very strongly, this is my personal opinion, that the stimulus packages should be, strongly geared towards education and to businesses or business setup for folks that are entrepreneurs wanting to look for a way to go into business for themselves, just so that way that it would help bring people back into the workforce rather than have them go directly to individuals. I think that's the only way for us to grow our economy, is to get people back into work so that we can get our there are jobs that need to be filled in order for us to be able to welcome visitors back into Guam, right? And so if there's not going to be people in hotels, if there's not going to be people in restaurants or in retail, then these businesses are going to remain closed. What are they going to do?
Good point. Let's take it back a little bit, because I didn't get to catch up with you. I don't think we caught up with you, your reaction and the chambers maybe of the state of the island.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did issue a comment, and we felt very strongly that the governor had a good representation about how the virus has impacted, the pandemic has impacted our community, and we obviously appreciate the support of her administration, because we are partnering with this economic diversification initiatives that we've been really working so hard on. And then we obviously appreciate the support from both the administration and the legislature in putting out some business-friendly measures. We were pleased to see that she would lift the sunset provision on the Dave Santos Act, which would keep a certain threshold at 3% business privilege tax. So, I think one of the senators, I think it was Senator Moylan, that might have already put that together. So those are some of the things that we're really happy about. It's not enough, right? So we agree with her that it was not enough, and we still feel very, very strongly that we need to bring that business privilege tax down for everybody, at least to 4%. And with all that money, that stimulus money that's coming in from the Biden administration, there should be no issues in reference to, government, any type of lost revenues for the government. So yeah.
We talk about hiring. We had a comment here. How many hours will most of the businesses be able to offer applicants/employees with the current protocols? You're right. It's like a juggling act, because you want people to come back to work, but with these protocols, I mean, what are they going to work, like 2 hours a week?
Yeah. So I believe there are different protocols for different industries, right? So there are staggered times when there's in person, and then the other times that you would work from remotely, right? So you may have a full-time work week, but you may not be in the actual establishment, depending on what the industry is, the 5 or 6 days a week, whatever the agreement is with your employer.
Catherine, it kind of seems like the dialogue, the tone of the conversation between, like, for example, the chamber and the governor, it seems a little more tempered, right? Whereas you guys were going pretty hard in the, I mean, I think it was justified, but you're going pretty hard. What has happened there with this dialogue that we're really seeing kind of toning down a little bit? Is it a catch more flies with honey kind of thing?
Well, I think that, I think we have an understanding, right? There are going to be times that we're going to agree with governor, and then there's times that we're going to respectfully disagree. And I think we've come to that understanding. And I believe that with our chair sitting on several of the governor's task force groups, there's better understanding from both sides, right? So we continue to feel very strongly about advocating for certain things, and that is opening. We should be at 75%. We should be at 100%, and she is not at that level yet. She's not at that place yet. And we also continue to fight for bringing down that BPT, and she's not, it's not something that she wants to do. But we will, we understand, the concerns, but, we also think that with the current situation that, the stimulus, the vaccines that are coming through, I think that our people we're already understanding what it takes to be in a good place, right? Sanitize, 6 feet social distancing, working remotely is already a part, it's already ingrained in us, right? So
they're going to have to put it in the dictionary.
Exactly. Right? so I just feel, so yeah, I think that there's a little bit of a better understanding, but we will continue to, there's certain things that we're going to continue to butt heads on, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the ambitious things the governor covered in her Sati speech was the unemployment program, right? She had big talk about this. There was, I think, a few sentences on it. What's you guys' take on that and standing something like this up? Because I know traditionally the resistance has come from, or at least from what the administration has said, the resistance has come from the employers.
That's correct, because in most unemployment situations in the states, right, unemployment insurance, the employers pay the bulk of that funding, right? So a little bit comes from the employee, but and then I guess it depends on which states, if it's 75% or 50% comes from the employer. So again, you have to remember what it takes to do business on Guam. It costs so much to do business here, and then so to add on to what the situation is with the pandemic, and to add on to an additional fee for the businesses to incur, that would be a concern for us. But if there is, she kind of mentioned something about a grant and money from the federal government.
Yeah, but Catherine, what she had said was there was something about compact impact funding from 2003. There was I remember 2003, but I'm not the main rememberer around here. That's usually Sabrina, but you're right. It talked about compact impact, which I kind of thought we're always getting shortchanged on that. So, that compact impact money we get in, it's usually gone before we even get it, right?
Right.
So, yeah, there weren't any details, so I was curious.
She was talking about this unemployment program. You can do it by securing federal loans that can be offset entirely by the amount owed to us in compact impact debt.
Okay.
I think there's still got to be, we still got to do a lot of research on it.
Yeah.
We've got to out where does that leave folks, right? And then there's got to be, we really have to take a look at how it works in other, what a successful program looks like in other parts of the nation. And so, yeah, we'll reserve some comment on that until we learn a little bit more.
I wanted to just, before, you have anything?
Yeah, I also wanted to follow up on the State of the Island address, where the governor was talking about the $661 million and a part of it going to, helping small businesses. So since she said that, what conversations has she had with the Chamber of Commerce on how best to help small businesses with the $661 million?
We haven't had a face-to-face conversation in reference to specifics on the stimulus plan. So we do understand from the congressman and from SBA, there are various aspects of the American Rescue Plan that would support small businesses. And so we're, kind of digging through that and looking through that and uh, putting something together so that we can push that out to the members. But it is, it's a lot of stuff to go through.
Right. Okay.
I wanted to just ask, we had asked the governor yesterday what grade would she give herself? A plus? How about you? What grade would you guys give the administration? I mean, let's not single out the governor, but what grade would you guys give the administration for the pandemic response?
I don't know. That's a subjective question.
Yeah, I know. Well, I wouldn't give myself an A plus right off the bat. Oh boy.
I don't know.
A plus, boy, A plus. A plus, 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 plus. Totally. Like a B. I mean, because Catherine, right? We're alive, I guess. Baseline, right? It's kind of like the argument is like, hey, you're alive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one could argue that all of the restrictions that have been put in have put us to where we are today, right? And so, for that, we've done good. And I think that it's with the cooperation of everybody that we are where we're at. And I think that between all of us, the media, the chamber, other organizations, we have put everybody, the legislature and the administration, on notice or on, say, we've questioned, we put that out there. So we've kept everybody on our toes. And I think that because of that, we are also where we're at today. So I think we give ourselves, a good thumbs up for doing what we all do best. And we did not rest on our laurels. I think that the media did a fantastic job of making sure that, questions were asked. I think that the business organizations did a great job of also asking questions and being, kind of pushing the issue and pushing the button. And people were forced to do things to look at those questions and answer them as truthfully as they could. So I think everybody had a part in bringing us to where we're at today.
Yeah, I would give the people of Guam. I mean, we had a crazy time in that second surge, but I really think the people of Guam deserve more credit, and I'm not sure why we didn't get that credit when the question was asked, but I'll just give it to you guys. We kind of did what we needed to do, and I think there was a point during that second surge where, we let our guard down, and collectively as a community, we weren't doing what we needed to do. But, when it got that serious, I think we let ourselves out of the wilderness into this current state of affairs that we're now enjoying.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that, it's really the people of Guam, right? And it's really, the mindset of where we wanted to be. We wanted to be out of that situation. And, I think that, there was a lot of prayers going on. We're a very faithful community. And I have to tell you, my WhatsApp chats were, blazing with prayers and, positive thoughts for everybody, right? And so, I really, really think it's our community as a whole. And we really should be proud of ourselves for being where we're at.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
So what do you give? You didn't really answer the question though. So what would you give I mean, that was the longest non-answer. I mean, you're slick. You're pretty slick there. But what, like a B? Are you going? Because I heard you say thumbs up, and that's pretty broad because it's like either pass or fail. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
That's all you're gonna get.
All right. Okay.
All right. I love you guys.
Thank you. He's like, all right, hey, we don't want to make it any harder for Christine Boleto. She's in.
Still got work to do.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Catherine.
Take care, guys.
All right. That's why she always gives me a hard time about coming on, because she's like, man, I don't know what the hell you guys are. We'll be smooth sailing. Then you're like, give her a grade. Oh, wait, no.